Hello. Farmer Ben here, back from holiday. I say hello, but as I've just come back from Lanzarote, this Spanish island out in the middle of the Atlantic, I feel I should say Guten Tag, which is, I believe, good morning in Spanish. Anyway, just you may be wondering, why am I looking at this screenshot of the Spanish Top 100? I just thought, as I was over there, I managed to get myself onto the Spanish Top 100, so there I am, 33. I suddenly realised that in Spain I was actually on a different leaderboard. I was like, yes, I could be in the top 100 in a different country, so I thought I'd go for it. So there I am, 33rd in Spain. You can see all the little Spanish flags and things like that, and then there's me with my rabbit. Anyway, we will move on swiftly because there is much to talk about and review. So I will need to carry on. Meanwhile. Anyway, yes, so here we are back at my base, and it's just time to have a quick look around and a catch-up on what I've been getting up to over Easter. So, where to begin? Well, I haven't been as active on the game as I often am, which is probably a healthy thing, really. But at the same time, I've been trying to make sure that I've been keeping up with my Alliance commitments, so a number of Titans, I have taken part in their destruction. I have opted out of Alliance Wars because it seemed to me that it wasn't fair to opt into Alliance Wars, frankly, because I knew I was going to miss quite a lot of it. So one of the first things I need to do now is go back into my screen and go to I didn't need to see the Alliance chat, thank you very much. I need to go to Alliance War, participate in wars, and I'm back in. So the next war I will be taking part in because I'm now back from holiday and I can do such things. You'll see I've been sort of roughly filling up my raid chest and my hero chest. I've gained another couple of avatars. So if I go into my avatar screen, here we are, me. So at the moment I'm the bat. I tend to be the bat because it was the one I won. I've gained 2 avatars over Easter. The first one, Jack O'Hare. Jack O'Hare, yes. I didn't actually realise, but when I first completed Easter a year ago, I got Squire Wabbit and Master Lepus, but I never got Jack O'Hare, and I'd never actually realised that he was one that I hadn't got. So originally the Easter event only had 2 avatars for the very final levels of normal and hard, whereas now it has an extra avatar chucked into hard. So Jack O'Hare is now available. So I now have all 3 of the Easter avatars. So that was an unexpected bonus. I've also managed to gain this skeletal fellow with his very bad back there, a bit like Richard III for any fans of historical human skeletal remains. There we go. Yes, but I will probably stay as the bat because really the bat has become kind of my symbol, sadly, considering my pocket bought it rather than me. But there you go. You know, you live and learn. So obviously I collected my Easter free offer. There is a free offer out tomorrow. Always worth collecting the free offers. I can't say that enough. You never know what you'll get. Most of the time, it's nowhere near as good as this wonderful screen you're seeing here, but it won't set you back £100. Sorry, $99.99. Available in all good bookshops. Now, this will set you back a little bit. So, but the free offer will be out tomorrow, and you may as well collect it. It costs you nothing. Ooh, it was over by the power thing. There we are. That's annoying. There we go. So that was on. I've done my standard summons. I'd saved up many summons. So I think it was 12, 13 summons on my seasonal summons. And, yeah. Anyway. 13, I think it was, seasonal summons. I didn't get a single Wabbit. I would have been quite happy with even Squire Wabbit. A 3-star rabbit would have been very, very helpful. But no seasonal heroes. I'd show you the heroes I have, but they have already been eaten. Also, when Atlantis came out, the new Atlantis final missions are out. So the last 3 of Atlantis are out now. So when I go into Atlantis, here they are. Bomb. The Outer Wall, the Eastern Corridor, and the Heart of Atlantis. Obviously, I've done a few on the Outer Wall. I also did an Atlantis summons, and for once, I actually got a hero I was quite pleased with. Still not a 5-star. Not that I'm bitter. Obviously, I'm quite delighted the game doesn't think that I am worthy of getting 5-star summons, but there we go. I'm going to get Proteus, so I was quite pleased to see Proteus. Slightly crazy man. I won't wear a loincloth like that. I think loincloths have gone out of style for the wrong reasons, I must admit. Anyway, there we are. So Proteus has joined my team. I will probably keep him. I'm quite pleased. I think he has a potential to be useful as a 4-star purple. Yes, so Atlantis-wise, I haven't gone very far. As you can see, I've only done the first 3 missions of the Outer Wall. I'm so far not too thrilled with what's going on there, but it looks like I'm quite curious to get into the mystery of Atlantis and sort of solve the whole thing, I suppose. The 3 missions so far haven't been too horrendously tricky, but I'm only doing it on normal. As you can see, I also haven't finished hard, even up to Iphaestio Isles. I think I'm pronouncing that right. Iphaestio. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, so I've still got one of those complete on hard, but basically, mainly what I did over the Easter break when I was away was use lots of loot tickets. So I used lots of loot tickets on 14.9, which was what I needed to do to gain my, what's he called? A Gashadokuru. So I've managed to gain my Gashadokuru. I am still working on gaining a Kappa icon, avatar, sorry. Do I need a Kappa avatar? No. Am I going to try and get one? May as well. It's one of those, I can't, I'm not exactly filled with excitement over it, but I've got far enough now that I'm thought of thinking I may as well complete it. So 1,120, and as you can see, I've also defeated 1 out of 250 Gadarises. Well, I'll probably just use those levels for farming. I mean, that's about where I am. I've used about 50 loot tokens over Easter, so I tend, being a free player, I don't have many loot tokens, so I tend to save them until I'm not actively able to take part in the game, and that's when I do it. So I've been using loot tokens as just a quick way, 5 minutes here, 5 minutes there. So I've never spent more than about 20 minutes on the game over the whole sort of Easter break. So that's been quite refreshing. It's quite nice to spend a bit of time on the game, but at the same time it was nice to sort of get away for a little bit. There were a few things I missed, a few things I didn't miss, a few things that have made me think, Small Giant really need to address this. The main one for me being how they are going to keep players interested in the game once they get to the kind of higher echelons, the higher levels. Where is the draw? How do you stop it getting repetitive? Particularly as a free player, everybody knows my unfortunate luck with summons, and really to me it almost feels like it's gone beyond a joke now. Level 56, never summoned a 5-star, never summoned a hero of the month, only ever summoned seasonal event heroes, so I've got no challenge event heroes. I'm really quite sick and tired of summoning the same 3 and 4 stars that I can get from my training camps. There needs to be a way to address this to make it more exciting for players who've gone further. That in itself is probably a subject for a video for another time. But anyway, never mind. I've had my brief whinge. I will stop there. So yes, Season 2 has continued. Season 1 has remained on Titans. Wars have been fought without me. Raids have been fought. Raid tournament rise. Well, this was an interesting one. As you know, I've been sort of trying to cover raid tournaments fully. This tournament was the 5-star bloody battle. So I'm currently, as you can see, I'm 5 to 10%, so top 5 to 10%. I'm not going for higher, partly because, as you can see, I've been defeated 4 times, and I am not even going to try. Moving on into it, you can see that I have got, here in my defence team, I ummed and ahed about it quite a lot as to who to go for. Obviously, I didn't go for a healer, but I did decide Wilbur could probably be valuable. Part of me wishes that I put... I'd put my green, what's her name? Liana. Sorry, Liana should have gone in the middle. Possibly should have just gone for fast mana heroes altogether, just to really bam, 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 bam. Because no healers, so yeah, knock them down in quick succession. And I think if I do, when this one comes around again, I will probably go for fast mana one-hit heroes. Of the teams that I fought, well, my defence team have done me very good. A very good score. I'll come back to them in a moment, actually, because I want to talk about the attacks first. So the attacks on hello, come back. On day 1, my attacks went pretty well. Cheggers, not too bad. Reasonable team, reasonable screen. I managed to beat him. Nothing too horrendous. Daxi, not too bad. Daxi's got quite some strong players. A bit of luck there was on my side. I'm not a great fan of... I would normally avoid teams with blue tanks simply because my greens aren't very strong. I lost to this guy. Again, as I say, blue tanks. Blue tanks are a bit of a weakness of mine. I don't have... My green 4 and 5 stars are kind of coming on. They're not fully developed really yet. Agorios. Yeah, again, this was probably quite a lucky one. Look, I mean, he had a green, green 5-star, fully leveled in the middle. Slow mana, which is what I mentioned earlier on. I was able to beat a Sonic because it was so slow. I used that time in my favour. Alan's he took Vivica. Seriously, pay attention, man. Don't take Vivica. I mean, yeah, okay, she raises your shield, but do you really need Vivica when you know no healing's going to happen? Waste of time. That was a throwaway win because once Vivica was the only one left, it was like, oh, this guy can't lose here. People need to pay attention. Check the tournament rules. If it says no healers or no healing, don't take a healer. Or if you do, make sure you have a strong reason. Vivica just adds to your defense and removes status ailments. Is that going to be more useful to you than an attacker and somebody who actually hurts your enemy? I'd have to say no. Woodlink. Right, yeah, this was an interesting one. I looked at it and I thought, wow, he's got some pretty hefty leveled up heroes. Guinevere as a tank. Guinevere as a tank is normally a pain, but apparently when she can't heal herself, less so. Anyway, so Guinevere died fairly quickly. She did heal herself. She did, reduce my mana and whatever else, but it just wasn't enough to keep her in the game. So yes, this was a team which I beat with more ease than I would normally beat. So I was quite pleased with that one. We got Kilisik. Yeah, not bad. A reasonable team. I was quite lucky. Again, reasonable board, sensible play. Carried on through that one. Grid Gravemaker. Now, Gravemaker is a beast on this kind of thing. You can't heal. His burning attack does a ton of damage. I was lucky. No other way of describing this one. I was lucky because I managed to get plenty of blues into Gravemaker, finish him off early. Creepy Galaxy, obviously I lost. Who was Creepy Galaxy? Yeah, probably. I'm guessing that from what I remember, it just wasn't a great screen. Oh no, this one was so close. I got like nearly. Magni was the only hero he had left, and he had like 20 health points. Another one of those ones where I should have. I hit him with some tiles, hit him and got his special attack ready, and that cost me. Qmars, yeah, Kunshin, another great defensive tank. Put him in the middle. He does a lot of healing. He keeps everybody alive, and yada yada yada. Sadly, though, he's rubbish. If you haven't got any healing, he then just becomes a bit of a sort of, well, frankly, he's a waste of time. He did reduce my defense. He did manage to reduce my defense. I hadn't yet conjured up any status ailments. I'm just reading down his things. So basically, reading his special skill talents at the end there, you've got recovers 42% health for all allies. That didn't do you much good because it was switched off. All enemies get minus 34% for defense for 4 turns. This did happen to me, but it was a bit late because basically I just had one enemy hero I'd wiped out. Dispel status ailments, I hadn't conjured any up by that point. And elemental link, dark alloys against holy, well, yeah, he's the only dark person on that team, so that doesn't help him either. So Qmars, pay attention, don't put a healer as your tank when there's no healing. Nipsu, yeah, and this is where I just fell apart. As you can see, as everybody knows, I'm a free-to-play player. Gravemaker as a tank is very, very dangerous. And then you look at the rest of his team. Well, you've got 2 heroes of the month. And Lady Locke, who is devastating on this kind of thing because you cannot really undo the damage that she is doing. You could take somebody who removes status ailments, but most of them are healers. And then you take a healer and so on and so forth. Just a devastatingly powerful alliance, much more than I could cope with. Could I beat them? Yes. Could I beat them reliably? No. Is what this comes down to, and this just proved it for me. I was wiped out, and then the next team I drew was a knight. Again, you've got this blue chap in the middle. What's his name? Aegir in the middle. Well, yeah, I needed to kill Aegir quickly. The moment the screen made it clear that wasn't going to happen, he's got all level 24 4-star troops. All heroes of the month except for Demisha. Yeah, this as a free player. Well, I'm not sure how anyone would go against that. And basically, once I'd lost these 2 raids, I thought, well, am I going to spend 75 gems when I might find another team similar to A Knight or Knipser? And I just thought, you know what? No, I'm going to save my 75 gems. I just cannot see me winning or having a realistic chance of scoring enough points to make it worth doing. So at that point, I decided I would bow out of the raids. And I think I don't think I'm the only one, because when I look in the raid tournament defense log, I can see I've been hit 4 times. Well, I've won 3 of those and lost 1. I suspect that other people are in about the same boat. They're just going, you know what? There's some teams out here that are just too strong. They have heroes that they've obviously spent a lot of money on the game, and that's their choice. But you can't. It's very difficult to compete with that, particularly without any healers. Normally at any team like that, I would take a healer, probably a debuffer, possibly somebody who removes state ailments, although I'm short of them. But I'd take a debuffer along. Well, you don't take much of a debuffer if you don't have none of the vanilla debuffers, or sorry, I should say, if you don't have that power. And most of them are healers, so I wouldn't take them. I mean, I might take somebody like Sonya or whatever, but really it just becomes incredibly unreliable given that. And then you get into that whole catch-24. Do you take 4 stars? So in the end, I thought, yeah, you know what, I'm just going to accept that this is not going to be my raid tournament, particularly as I wasn't in a position to play very much. Anyway, so that basically is the news from me. So I've gained 2 avatars. I will come somewhere in a raid tournament. I don't know yet. Numerous titans have been destroyed. Oh, the Easter tournament. I was just going to mention very briefly. I've mentioned Season 2. Season 2 is an ongoing thing. I'll probably talk about that a little bit more as we get further into it. Maybe some of the last levels. See if there's any that are challenging enough to be worth making a video about. Easter, spring offers. I've mentioned the spring offers. Easter quest. The quest for Easter. Springvale tournament. Yeah, so I did, as I mentioned, I completed Springvale tournament. If you are struggling, I recommend that I did do a video which was how to beat any level using battle items. Check it out. Check that one out. If you haven't got access to a high level forge, you can still do it with bombs, dragon attacks if you have them, axe attacks, arrow attacks. All of them can really contribute. The hardest thing with Springvale tournament is you can't rely on auto because of the exploding Easter eggs. But other than that, it's not horrifically difficult. It is worth trying to complete as much of it as you can. Firstly for the avatars, but secondly for some of the battle items and bonus items you get from that. And yes, I believe that is everything in my base. Now, Sam said to me that I should just finish off. He said, "Daddy, your videos are boring because you haven't got anything going on." I do see his point there. There's been quite a lot of talk here, so I'm just going to finish off with a funky mission. So I'm going to do, let's do 16-9. 16-9, not one of the most popular ones for farming, but I'm going to farm 16-9. All yellow enemies, but it's one of those ones where you go from having what do you call it? It's one way that this level requires 5 world energy, the next requires 6. So it's one of the ones which is better to farm because it's on the cusp of a farming zone. So the best ones to farm generally are the ones where you get, which cost sort of 3 world. Sorry, hang on, I'm going to start this whole sentence again because that went horrendously wrong. The first ones to farm, the first one, 8-7, is a great one to farm because it's one of the ones which it's about as high an end as you can get to with just 3 world energy. 13-6, I think, is the other one. Very popular again, and it's because it doesn't require much in the way of world energy. The world energy then goes up for 13-7, or whichever one it is comes after that. So it's the ones where you get the best world energy to monster and mission ratio. So 16-9 is quite good in that sense, because the next one, 17-1, you get you spend 6 world energy for about the same number of monsters and whatever else have you. So yeah, this is just a bit of a funky one. As you can see, I'm not exactly having to concentrate. The tiles are flying. The tiles are flying. They're flying like mad, and I'm just kind of just going with it really. Sometimes, I mean, certainly this wouldn't be the team I would advocate choosing for this. I'm not even sure why this team is up, actually. I must have been farming something with lots of greens at some point. But yeah, there you go. So the thrill of the chase and whatever else have you. As Sam said, this show a bit of action, Daddy. Show a bit of action. He didn't actually put it in those terms, but the idea is still there. There we go. There. So this is the beauty of farming, is you can actually switch off. Oh, they all missed him. There you go, but that didn't miss him. So there we are. So that is a sort of wrap up of what I've been up to over Easter. Things will doubtless change. Well, there is new stuff coming. The raid tournament remains sort of a bit of an undeveloped area of the game. I think there is potential there for improvement. Season 2 is drawing to a close. I will probably do some videos of the close of Season 2 with the Heart of Atlantis. Probably won't do any about the Eastern Corridor, but I'm kind of curious about the Heart of Atlantis myself and how that is going to finish off. There is talk, there has been talk all year of new buildings appearing and new this and new that. To me, there is an urgent need to do something to keep players who have been playing for a very long time interested in the game. And I think most people who are further on in the game will recognise that as well. There's plenty to draw people into the game. It's very engaging, but once you get to a certain point, you start thinking, well, what's in it for me? And I think that is possibly the big challenge for Small Giant. And we shall see how and when and how and if they ever address it. But anyway, as I say, I'm back from Spain. There will be more videos to come. As they say in Spain, arrivederci, good night, Farmer Ben, signing out. Oh, smoothly done. Did you see how smoothly I did that? I nearly managed to